everybody, John Findlay here. Let's talk about a word that's sort of a buzzword in the personal development world, but it's so important, and that is paradigms. You may ask yourself, well, what's a paradigm? Paradigms can be good and bad. What they are is your subconscious expressing itself. You see, especially when we're young, our subconscious mind can only accept things. In fact, our subconscious mind always can only accept things. It's our conscious mind that chooses to accept things or reject things, ideas, thoughts. But our subconscious mind can only accept. So when we're a baby, we don't really have a conscious mind. It's just all subconscious. And so everything around us that we see, that we touch, that we taste, that we feel, that we experience, it's all just dumping into our subconscious. So as we progress in our early stages of life, our subconscious is being built. And then at some point as you're growing up, you're getting older as a youth, your consciousness becomes more aware, and then you start to choose yes or no things that are coming into your life. Well, as adults, we every day of our lives is being affected by our subconscious. The way we think about things, the way we view other people, the way we act, the way we drive, the way we whatever, you name it, it's controlled by our subconscious. So for example, for me, when I was growing up, my father was a school teacher and my mother was a full-time mom. And my father did all he could to earn money for our family. We had 7 children in our family. I'm the oldest of the 7. And we didn't have a lot of money in our home, in our family. And so there was a lot of things we couldn't do that I saw friends doing. And I feel like, and I know for sure, as I got older, I realized when I started studying personal development that I had this lack mindset regarding money. And so I felt like, I remember thinking that I was just going to be poor my whole life. That was my lot in life. I'm going to be poor. Well, I started studying personal development many years ago, and it started to open my mind to the fact that no, I don't have to accept this subconscious paradigm of telling me that I'm going to be poor. But instead, I can open myself up to any opportunity for growth with finances and in my financial world. And because I started doing that, I started seeing more and more money come into my life. It was very subtle at first, but now I look back and it's completely obvious. I would not be where I am today if I hadn't worked on my limiting belief that used to tell me you're going to be poor. That's just your life. You're going to be poor. Well, that's a lie. And the truth is, we have infinite potential, and there's plenty of money in the world for all of us. We just have to open ourselves up to it and allow it to come into our life. So, what's a limiting belief you have? I challenge you. Think of one limiting belief or paradigm. And remember, paradigms can be good too, but think of a negative paradigm, a limiting belief paradigm that is holding you back from something. And maybe it is about finances, or maybe it's about relationships, or your vocation, or time and money freedom. Whatever it is, write it down, and then write down the exact opposite, and tear up and destroy the one that you wrote down. In fact, even better, if you want to take on this challenge, write down 5 to 10 limiting beliefs, and then write on a separate piece of paper the exact opposite. And I know it might be hard for you to write those words out because you might think this is a lie. For example, I am not worthy. And the other one would be, I am worthy of anything. And you might have a hard time writing that, but it's the truth that you are worthy of anything. Then you destroy the limiting paradigms. See, what you're doing there is you're bringing up from your subconscious these limiting beliefs, and then you are writing them down. So you're seeing them, you're having this physical part of writing, and you're using all these emotions, you're seeing it, these senses, and then you destroy it like it's gone. Rip it up, burn it, destroy it. And then you hold on to these positive paradigms. And that's the truth. Those are the true paradigms of your subconscious now. So you're retraining your subconscious. And if you do this regularly every day for, at least a week, but ideally even a month, you're going to start to change in your mind, and you can change those limiting beliefs from negative to positive. I know it can happen. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.